Hello everyone. I hope you enjoy my responsive project through Adobe's Captivate. My name's Adrienne Aiko Thompson, and the instructional guru that I would like to talk about today is Benjamin Bloom. Benjamin Bloom was born in 1913 and died in 1999. He received a bachelor's and master's degree from Pennsylvania State University in 1935 and a PhD in education from the University of Chicago in 1942. He worked for the Board of Examinations at the University of Chicago and eventually became associate director. His initial appointment in the Department of Education at the University of Chicago began in 1944. He was an accomplished teacher, scholar, and researcher in the field of education. While he wrote many books, his most important work is Taxonomy of Educational Objectives, the Classification of Educational Goals, Handbook 1, Cognitive Domain, in 1956, a publication that has been used throughout the world to assist in the preparation of evaluation materials. This book classified learning objectives into what is known as Bloom's taxonomy. It is still used today by education scholars in more than 50 languages. The publication of the cognitive taxonomy was followed by the publication of the affective taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy is a set of 3 hierarchical models used to classify educational learning objectives into levels of complexity and specificity. The models organize learning objectives into 3 different domains: cognitive, affective, and sensory psychomotor. The cognitive domain has been the primary focus of most traditional education and is frequently used to structure curriculum learning objectives, assessments, and activities. Bloom's contributions to education extend beyond his taxonomy. Mastery learning is a good example of his conviction in the power of rationally defined goals to promote their attainment through instruction. Traditionally, the assumption was that there would always be a normal distribution among students and that this distribution would determine the students' rewards in the form of grades. Bloom looked at the matter differently. Mastery learning requires students to achieve a level of mastery before moving forward to learn subsequent information. He recognized that students should be helped to achieve the goals of the curriculum they were studying. Goal attainment, rather than student comparison, was more important. The process of teaching needed to be geared towards the design of tasks that would progressively lead to the realization of the objectives that defined the goals of the curriculum. The variable that needed to be addressed was time. It made no pedagogical sense to expect all students to take the same amount of time to achieve the same objectives. There were individual differences among students, and the important thing was to accommodate those differences in order to promote learning rather than hold time constant and to expect some students to fail. Education was not a race. In addition, students were allowed and encouraged to help each other. Feedback and correction were immediate.